Boy, it's your boy. It's like, no. Um, mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Thursday night live stream with your boy E2 Blue. What's going on, everybody? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. Let me see. Boom. Can I add some flair to it? Can I add some flair to your boy? I might put some color on here. Let me see what I can do. Y'all like this? Y'all like this? Y'all like this? You know, I'm trying to, change my settings here. Put a little bit of color up in here. I think I'm gonna go with the blue accents for the Dallas Cowboys for this light. Albert Castro, what it do? What it do? Thomas Garrett, what's going on, man? What it do? What it do? What it do? It's Friday Eve, y'all. What it do? Can y'all hear me? Is my sound good? Mic check, mic check. Are we good? I just want to make sure. Eastside Harold, to answer my question, hell no. What, bruh, really? How you come in the chat saying to answer my question, hell no? I don't even remember what I asked you, bro. What did I ask you? Are we talking about your quarterback, Deshaun Watson? Is that what we're talking about, Eastside? Refresh my memory. LVE needs to stop with these scares, man. Hey, look, you can't control injuries, bro. And you know when you got neck issues, it is what it is. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about Jalen. We're gonna talk about Leighton Van Der Esch. We're gonna talk about this linebacker core. Those of you that saw my last video, go check that out. I was basically just pretty much explaining about Jalen Smith and Leighton Van Der Esch and what I thought about them being traded, this and that, and how stupid it was. The title. You know what, Eastside? You talk about hell no to the Cowboys, but what about your Texans, bro? What you gonna do? Is your quarterback gonna play with all those allegations he got going on with the massage envy, inappropriate touching or whatever he was doing? So don't come at my Cowboys, bro. At least my quarterback ain't in no onslaught of issues, sir. Good. My mom got her first shot Tuesday. You too. That's what's up, John. Yeah, man, it's important to get that done, man. He got the wind knocked out of him today. It is what it is. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Y'all got to understand now, like, a lot of these guys is coming back from injury and stuff like that. They taking it slow. And, when you in there and you're trying to practice and you're trying to get in there, and sometimes you want to do a little bit more because you're excited to be out there on the field. That's why they got to monitor Dak. I'm more worried about Dak than anything because Dak is the warrior. You know what I'm saying? Dak's going to go out there every day and try to play his hardest and play his best. And, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't rush it. Eastside said, I don't know. See, you don't know what your team going to do. I mean, that's a messed up situation, bro. I heard that y'all looking at Julio Jones too. To talk about getting rid of I really thought it was dumb that y'all got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, but who gets rid of their number one wide receiver? The Texans. Rue Glock, what up, bro? T Love, what's going on? Thomas Garrett said he's our quarterback. You damn right he is. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I look at this off season right now, and we were 6-10 last year. Rue Clock said, "Get rid of D Hop and get Julio." What the? I know, right? Wouldn't that be dumb? Dre Taylor, what up? King James, what it do? When I look at this team, right? You know that right now this week currently the OTAs are voluntary. These guys really don't have to be there. But the fact of the matter that the majority of the team is there. The only people that are not there are probably guys that are injured, coming back from injury that's not going to be on the field for 7-on-7 drills. But the whole team is there. And it goes to show you that this team is primed and they're ready to go. They're not playing. They know that they were 6-10 last year. With Dak being gone, you lost your left and right tackle. You had backup tackles playing in the game, but there's a silver lining in that as well. We talk about the negative, but we also try to endure the positive within that negativity. Um, those young guys that some of you guys was trying to get kicked off this team understand that like that game time that they got was really good for them because it helped them to become better players. Now, I feel like we got really good, solid backups right now at the offensive line, and we don't know who our center is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be Tyler Badass, Badish. We like to call him Badass. Um, is it going to be one of the Connors? Is it going to be our 7th-round rookie Matt Farniok? Or are they going to go back and get Joe Looney because Joe Looney is still out there and he's waiting. He's waiting for the Cowboys to re-sign him back. So, he doesn't want to go to another team. Charles, you said our Cowboys are on a serious mission. Yes, they are, sir. And to say that, to have your whole team out there, they're ready to go. And you hear these guys in their interviews talking so positively about, happy to have their quarterback Dak back and, leading this squad to victory. And you look, I'm going to go through, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give y'all a treat tonight. We're going to go through the different positions on the team. And we're going to talk about, who possibly makes this team, who has a good chance of getting cut. And we'll go from there. So, and then I'll get your guys' opinions and see what you guys think. Because, again, this is what it's all about. I love your guys' input and to see what you guys think as well. And to get these early reps are really good, especially for these young guys. You look last season because of COVID, there was no off-season program. This time last year, everything was virtual. You look at the rookies that got drafted last year, like Trayvon Diggs and them, they didn't get a chance to have an off-season like this. So it's really good for these second-year players to come in and do something. So, Tristan Hill's got to prove himself. Neville Gallimore has approved himself. Bradley and Nye has approved himself. Even Dorrance Armstrong, because it could be a possibility that one of these young guys take that defensive end spot from him. Because, again, I like what I see from the young Chauncey Golson, too. Them arms long as a mug. And Stretch Armstrong over there at the defensive end position gonna get to that quarterback. You feel me? Dre, you said last season was embarrassing to us, and then yes, it was. It was. And not only the Cowboys, but you look at a lot of other teams too. They're probably thinking their fan bases are probably watching their YouTubers just like y'all watching me and literally saying the same thing that we're saying. They're embarrassed by what happened with their team, and it is what it is. Granted, the only other team that had a worse run defense than the Cowboys last year was the Houston Texans. Ain't that right, Eastside Harold? John, you said, do I think Vander Esch would be traded? If you look at my last video, bro, I explained all how I felt about that. I said no because of the simple fact that he's on his last year of his contract. Ain't no team gonna want to. I mean, yes, the Cowboys did field some calls, but I really don't think a team was really serious about trading for Leighton Vander Esch in a contract season. I told you guys before, the Cowboys opted to decline his 5th-year option because that would have been $9.2 million that they would have had to pay him for the last year of his contract. Knowing a guy like him, having the injury history that he does have, unfortunately, even though he is a good player for the Dallas Cowboys outside of the injury, the Cowboys just basically are hedging their bets on, okay, if he comes in here this season, if he plays the whole season, does not get hurt, he plays well, then the Cowboys can come back and renegotiate a team-friendly contract with him, and they can lay that contract out full of incentives. Like, pretty much if you got to get this certain amount of – so they'll give it like they'll say they'll give him a bonus to be out there the whole season, or they'll give him a bonus for a certain amount of tackles, or they'll give him a bonus for being able to practice and not getting injured. So, with in a contract that's incentive laid like that, it's conducive for him to want to sign that later than, having that 5th-year option, because Cowboys played that smart. And Tom Brown, Cowboys suck. Who are you, sir? Where'd you come from? And might I ask, what team fan are you coming in my live stream talking about the Cowboys suck? You guys are hilarious. Like how Anthony Brown is playing against CD. He can play against Chris Gunn. I'm gonna tell you about Anthony Brown. Some of y'all like don't give Anthony Brown no love. He's one of the fastest DBs we got on this team. He said they allowed Derrick Henry to run 200 yards twice. Well, that's Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. I'm pretty sure he ran for 200 yards on any team. That boy he was built in the factory. He ain't human. He ain't human. But that's the thing, John. You're not going to really get any value out of trading Leighton Vander Esch right now. And I look at it like this. When you're talking about a team that's like, you look at our linebacker core right now, we got depth. You need depth on this team, especially on defense, right? We talked about that. Good depth is good depth. There's no such thing as having too many linebackers. It's not like the running back position where, for the most part, you're running one guy at a time, unless you're running screenplays or you're in I formation or something like that, and you got two running backs out there. So you're doing different things. But outside of doing different things like that, as far as the linebacker core, the Cowboys are running a lot of nickel defense. So they're going to have two linebackers out there. Is it going to be Leighton and Micah Parsons, or is it going to be Micah Parsons and Leighton Vander Esch? Or are they going to let the two veterans have it out and then just slide Micah Parsons in there slowly? Yes, we talk about 26 years and counting. There's a lot of teams that haven't won a Super Bowl in that amount of time. Not only that, but there's teams that haven't even won a Super Bowl, period. Everybody looks at what Tom Brady, and look, this is the shit that I've been talking about with you guys. Everybody looks at Tom Brady. Stop using Tom Brady as a measuring stick. We talked about that. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He's done things that no other quarterback probably would never do in this league. I mean, with 7 Super Bowls, I mean, it's not that easy. Ask the Seattle Seahawks how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. Ask Kansas City how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. Yes, they both got one Super Bowl, but you look at the second Super Bowl that they both went to that they both lost. It's hard to get there. And then when you get there and when you get to the Super Bowl, it's a lot that has to go your way. And you look at now the NFL adding a 17th game this season. Woo-hoo! That's a lot of wear and tear on these players, dog. Craig. What up, Craig? Bro, you on a Cowboys stream on a Thursday night to hate another team. Go get some fresh air or something, bro. I know, that's right, King James. Let them know. Yeah, Tom Brady need to retire. He does. I mean, there's no doubt that Tom Brady is a GOAT. There's no doubt about it. But we can also, in the same breath, we can also say that these refs love him too. And I've never seen a quarterback so protected in my life. Perfect example of a guy getting tore the hell up on the field. Look at Cam Newton, right? I've always been a big fan of Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? You could say he's eclectic or whatever. He dresses weird or whatever, but he's always been a stand-up dude. He's always been a leader of his team. He's always been that guy to rile his team up and get everybody together. First of all, Bill Belichick likes him. And do you understand that, like, Bill Belichick is a no-nonsense type of coach? So for him to even warrant that type of thing and utilize Cam as somebody that he wants as his quarterback, I mean, that tells you something right there. But Cam has been beaten up. I mean, these refs have let defensive linemen wear his ass out. And I just don't think it's fair. But it is what it is. I'm sorry, Sling. What were you talking about? Are you talking about when you were talking about Anthony Brown? I responded to that. Oh, I feel like Kelvin Joseph will have the same role like Cheeto at the end of the season and rotate with AB. That's quite possible, Sling. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think Kelvin Joseph is ready to be jumped out there as a starter yet. To be honest with you, Now Sean Wright has actually been showing actually more of his game than Kelvin Joseph has. And Kelvin Joseph is a second round draft pick. So that should tell you something right there. But again, it's still early in the offseason. We haven't even got the training camp yet. They haven't finalized whether the Cowboys were going. Now, they said that they're going to Oxnard, but the league hasn't approved of whether they're going to Oxnard or not. But I think they are, though. Coach Mike McCarthy already said that he spoke with the coach of the Rams, Sean McVay, and trying to finalize their practice schedule because they're supposed to be having joint practices in Oxnard. I know, right, King James? Even though Eastside is a Texans fan, we still like him because he's funny, at least. Lola, what up, Lola? What's cracking lacking? All the way out in Cali. West Coast. Hey, Tom, since you coming in here with all this cowboy hate, let me ask you a question. How long have you been a Tampa Bay fan? Are you one of them Tampa Bay fans that just became a Tampa Bay fan when Tom Brady switched from the Patriots? Or are you, and I'm not saying anything negative about you. I'm asking a question. Have you always been a Tampa Bay fan? Because again, I've had people come in here on that Tampa Bay crap, talking this and woo 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 ha ha ha, but they're not really Tampa Bay fans. So you know, who you calling an idiot? Because I could block you if you're talking to me like that. Because I don't allow that in here. And Mr. Tom Brown, I don't even know who the hell you are. Because you're not talking to me. I'll tell you that right now. When are the Cowboys going to sign a vet defensive line, Jerry McCoy? Sling, that ain't going to happen. So, them drafting Osa how do you say his last name? Ogun Deepa. I'm gonna call it Osa. Since they drafted Osa, that's the three technique spot that they took over. Diggy Zua. That's his last name. Diggy Zua. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. Osa Diggy Zua. Now that they drafted Odiggy Zua, there's no place for Gerald McCoy on this roster. You look at all these guys right now. We actually have too many guys on the defensive line. Somebody's going to get cut. Oh, I feel you, Lola. Okay. And that was the question I asked. You said since the mid '90s. Cool. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Tom. Don't come in here bashing anybody because that's the quickest way to get blocked. If you're gonna come in here, we're gonna talk professionally. None of that childish hate going on. All right. I never disrespected you, so don't come in here disrespecting me or any of my subscribers. Period. Because if you do, my moderators will handle that. You said the way people botch that guy's name is hilarious. I mean, it's because it's not a name that you say. It's like Odiggy Zua. Like every time you see his name, you gotta have that closed caption bouncing ball. Odiggy Zua. Oh, hey King James. Hey, you know how Mark be botching names up. So shout out to Mark Holmes, man. But I know that his name and Israel Mukuamu's name messes up his dyslexia like hell. I could just imagine that. If me not even having that, if I mess up, I know he's messing it up. So it's crazy. Grown folks. Um, you said you call him Diggy or Zuma. I like Diggy. I like Diggy. Or you call him Double O. You call him Double O, or you could just say Osa, because calling him by his first name is probably much easier than saying "Oh diggity, no doubt." You stupid, Albert. um, let's see. The Cowboys running 3-4 again. No. So what the Cowboys are doing on defense, they're running the standard 4-3, but what they're doing with it, they're gonna come with it with different looks. So you're gonna have some plays where the back end is running nickel. Sometimes the back end is running dime. Then the front end will give you a 3-4 look. They might have a time where you got two linebackers out there, or you might have three linebackers out there. So they're gonna switch what they do as far as their coverages and their scheming on defense, but it's still going to be a base 4-3 defense this year. Thank God, because this is what Jalen Smith and everybody else on this defense knows how to play well. What up, Shay? Welcome in. Paul, I think we're much more competent than we were last year because we don't have Mike Nolan as our defensive coordinator. That right there already um, gives you the benefit of the doubt. I hope we play Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Oh, you talking about your team? We will destroy them. I don't know. Um, I got to give it to your team. Y'all brought back pretty much all your players from last year. That's never happened in NFL history where a Super Bowl team has brought back damn near all of their guys ending their contracts. That just shows that y'all want it. Yes, no doubt Tampa Bay is going to be a hard team to beat, but Cowboys ain't afraid of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers week one. Since we play y'all week one, I'm gonna tell you right now, you come up with a full healthy roster of Dallas Cowboys against Tampa Bay, that's going to be a very high scoring game on both sides. It's going to be a really good game, and it's going to come down to the end. I give Tom Brady his credit. He's a super vet. He knows what he's doing. There's nothing you can't trick Tom Brady. There's nothing he's never seen on period. He's seen it all. But you got to keep that defense off the field as much as you can. Period. That's how you win that game. So that's why you just call dudes by their numbers. Yeah, I mean that's possible too. But then you call them by your numbers, and you're like, okay, well, who is that number? Because some people don't know the name to the number. You know what I mean? I don't know what Donovan Wilson's 40-yard dash. I think he's a 4.45 guy. Mike Nolan is trash. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know. Shout out to Sadiqa Charles. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Um, Now you're going to be joining the other channel members that so we do private live streams for our channel members where we basically talk about stuff outside of football, and those conversations stay within that chat. So um, yeah, so welcome to the membership. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tom, I was saying more so of in the salary cap era because that's hard to do to sign all those people within a salary cap era. Now, we've had this conversation about the salary cap going up next year. The NFL's TV contract is going to hit, so that's going to blow the cap up. Also, they're allowing fans in the stands this season. So that's more revenue for the NFL, which is going to equal more ratings, which is going to equal more money. So the salary cap, I'm not gonna say that it's dumb. I'm gonna say more so it's actually it serves its purpose. And the biggest purpose of the salary cap is trying to keep things even with teams. Because think about it, when you don't have a salary cap, how are the players getting paid? They're getting paid by how rich the team is. Well, look at the richest franchise in the NFL. Who's always gonna have a wonderful roster? Well, Cowboys definitely gonna be one of them because they're the richest franchise in football. But not only the Cowboys, but the Rams and other teams that have a lot of revenue for their team without a salary cap, that's on the owner to spend his money on who he wants to sign. But having the salary cap kind of keeps things more even with teams where it's up to you to figure out how to utilize that cap space. That's why most teams have a cap person, somebody that knows how to deal with the cap and knows how to sign contracts based on what your salary cap is for that year. Now, whoever's doing the Jaguar salary cap ain't nothing because they need to be fired because they done messed up. Because some of these teams are in the negative right now. I think the Lions are as well. Poor Lions. You said richest franchise in sports. Yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Not just the NFL, but in sports. You're right. You're right. You're right. Um, now we're just top heavy because of cheap ass Stephen Jones. I know we are top heavy. We've been top heavy for the last 15 years. We like Wendy Williams out this joint. We just top heavy. I'm sorry. I had to put that in there. That was funny. Yeah, you said it was a 4.57. That exactly what I said. 4.5. He came in as a 4.5. I wasn't sure exactly, but because that's a lot to remember. But I was right. 4.5. There you go. I don't know if Donovan ran 40 at the combine. I don't remember. Just remember he had the fifth most bench press reps of all safeties for Brett Broad. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, you I think Donovan Wilson is going to play really good this year with a full off season, and that's what I was trying to get at him, Trayvon Diggs, all of these guys that were rookies last year that didn't get a chance to have an off season last year, having that opportunity to just come out there and just showcase what they can do. I mean, and not being just thrown into a season. You know what I mean? We're going to actually have preseason games again. So you're gonna get these guys on the lower end of the roster to go out there and be able to do what they need to do to try to make this team. So when it's time to cut down, they can cut the right people and not cut the wrong people. Because at the same time, last year you couldn't get a good gauge on who was good and who wasn't because you didn't have those preseason games. They just had to rely on practice. And some guys are just not practice players. Some guys play better when the lights are on. So, it is what it is. And yes, they are going to show out. And what I'm loving about this offseason is coming back to some type of normalcy. We talked about, you know, coaches being able to touch the players finally. Like, I mean, how the hell are you going to install your defensive plan or install your offensive plan if you're not out there grinding with the players and getting them to understand what you're doing? There's one thing to have a Zoom call because again, you don't know what players are working out on their own or not. That takes a lot of self-discipline. So to have you out there as a team and everybody together, I'm just excited just to see it get to work. Not only our team, but just to see the NFL in general. Just teams are able to come out there and do what they need to do. Imagine Dan Quinn trying to do virtual when we seen how hands-on he is. I know he would be so frustrated. He'd be like, "What? God damn it! I can't touch you through the phone. I need to touch you. Touch him. Put some hands on." What up, Zeke fan? Did you hear Tony Pollard been taking snaps at receiver? Yeah, but again, you know what that means, right? That's not meaning that he's going to be a receiver. That just means that they're just going to expand his role. Finally, I've been trying to get them to do that. We had a decade of Jason Garrett, right? We've been hypnotized by the Garrett syndrome, right? Just the mediocrity and just doing the same things over and over again. To the point that when we finally got Mike McCarthy, some of you guys still wasn't even jumping on board yet because of what happened last season. We just gonna have to forget about last season. When this season starts, when we played the Bucks Thursday night, what is that? September 9th? Last year goes out the window. We're gonna basically create a new identity. Now, right now, that's all we can talk about because that's all we can go on. All we and I'm gonna tell you, I want to forget last year more than anybody. Yeah, Dan Quinn too. Um, I keep hearing people talking about that Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat. Why? Why would he be on the hot seat? Really? None of it just makes sense. None of it makes sense at all. Tony Pollard is a career back who cares about him. Hey, hey, Eastside. Nobody cares what you think. All right? Go back to Houston. All right? And stop flirting with Lola. She don't want you. Eastside, why you keep coming here flirting with all the women, man? Kelvin Joseph in the building. The second round draft pick is in my live stream. Let me stop. But shout out to Kelvin Joseph. What's going on, man? I wish so many would let the past stay in the past and look to the future. I know, right? If only we could do that. But we have to talk about the past to figure out what we're going to do in the present to make sure that our future is brighter and not going back to doing the same things that we were doing in the past. If that makes sense. Eastside, did you say you're just a nice guy? Is that why you flirt with all the women? No, that ain't why. That ain't why. I guess shoot, right? Right. But look here. Look here, Mr. Eastside. So Jessica's not in here tonight. So that's your boo or whatever. That's the one you always be flirting with. You gonna get Jessica mad because you in here flirting with Lola. And that's gonna be a problem. Hey, got my soror in the building. Hey. So Eastside is fishing to see what he can catch. I know Lola. He ain't catching nothing. He been look. Remember, y'all remember what was that last season? Remember during the Super Bowl when I was over here trying to make a love connection for somebody? Who was that? Was that you, Thomas Garrett, or was that Dave Moore? Ruglock said them lines ain't biting, bro. You gonna have to come with something fresh, Eastside. Look, Cowboy female fans are tough, bro. You got to come at them correct, bro. You can't come in here on no BS, on no weak stuff, bro. You can't come in here on that Texan stuff. You gotta be the real Texas team. You feel me? Oh. I'm super excited to show the world what I'm made of when I'm on the field. That's right, Kelvin Joseph. You said Kelvin Joseph. I mean, you said Eastside is lonely. Yeah, he probably is lonely. I know that's right, Rugla. Okay, all right. So we talk about positions, right? So we'll finish up with the defense and then we'll run to the offensive side because the defense is obviously more important. We kind of already know what the offense is going to do, but I'm still excited just to see our quarterback back because we know what he was doing prior to his injury last year after that Week 5 game where he totally broke his ankle. Now, Thomas Gary, you said my Cowboy sisters don't play that junk. They'll cut your throat. Slip that junk. But But yeah, so we talked about the linebackers, right? I told you guys before, you don't want to get rid of these guys because, again, we talk about how rookies come in. We talk about how much we want to see these rookies play day one, right? But understand that there is still a hump that these rookies have to get over in transition from the collegiate level to the NFL. It's the game is faster, and once they get used to it, then you guys can say, okay, well, we can trust this individual, throw them in there, do what we need to do, and they'll be fine. I think that both Jalen and Leighton Vander have served their purpose. I don't think you just get rid of those guys. I think that's not a smart thing to do because we see what happened when we get rid of players. They go to other teams and be great. Watch Cheeto now that he's with the Bengals. Watch Cheeto play well, even better than he did with the Cowboys with them. So I'm not gonna say that the players we had were bad. I went back and looked at the coaching that we had in the past that was just not good. Um, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Xavier Wood played well with the Vikings. Who knows? But now that I feel like we do have better coaching, and I'll get to Mike McCarthy in a minute when I get to the offensive side. But as far as what Dan Quinn has going on, just the simple fact that these players respect him. These players didn't want to play for Mike Nolan. The Cowboys is not in here tonight, but I wish she was so she could hear what I'm saying because she brought this up the last time we were on live, and actually she sent it in the message on one of my videos. But to piggyback on what she was saying about the being out of place and not tackling well, a lot of that has to do with players last year, like I said, not wanting to play for Mike Nolan or even understanding what the hell he was asking them to do. All right, well, knock out the Lakers in the first round. Get it done. He said Xavier Woods' new day. We're gonna be talking about the X-Man like, damn, he over there making plays with the Vikings. You can't make this stuff up, bro. You can't make it up. Now, I'm a big person on scheme, right? And coming from an individual that played football, I understand that like different players play different in different schemes. Me, for example, when I played football, I pretty much was an off the ball linebacker. I was not really a coverage type of guy. But you play me in space, sideline to sideline, I dominated. And that's what Michael Parsons is good at. And that's what Jalen is good at too, even with his drop foot. But we have a lot of linebackers that are not coverage type of guys. Now, I think that our best coverage guy is probably Jabril Cox. But that's really not saying a lot too because he's a rookie. But you have to play to how your players play. If you're a coach and you're setting what you want to as your defensive scheme, but you're not understanding your personnel, if you don't have the personnel to do what you're trying to do, well, you can't do it. It's common sense. You said Mike Nolan didn't know himself what he was saying or doing. Quite possibly, quite possibly. And misery loves company. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do. He knows what he's bringing to the table. He done already looked at the players that's already on his roster before the draft and even after the draft, and he's made his prognosis on what these guys can do and where he wants them to fit and things of that nature. Now, they got to figure out what they're going to do with Michael Parsons. I don't think they know exactly what they're going to do with him yet. That's kind of a toss-up because they got him playing all different levels of the linebacker core. But you look at the top three. You look at Luke Gifford. You look at Francis Bernard. Are these backups going to play it all? Maybe, maybe not. But we know damn sure the backups are going to be special teams players, if nothing else. But Parsons saying I'm the Mike right now. Yeah, the Mike right now, but we don't know if that's going to change or not. It would actually behoove them to play kind of similar to what Penn State was doing with him in college, making him a occasional pass rusher. When I'm telling you, Odigizua, I said it right. Yes, Odigizua and Big Bohana up in the middle, and that one technique position. If they hold their ground and they create space, it's going to be open season for Micah Parsons to run through that line and get to the quarterback. So I'm with it. He said I heard that Trayvon Diggs jumped on CD's route and dropped the interception. Yeah, but I mean it's practice, and the fact that he knocked the ball away or even made that an incompletion, we know what CeeDee Lamb can do. So I'm not mad at that. Whether he caught the interception or not, he still made a play on the ball. So it's still a win-win. You said we might be 5-12. Oh, that's terrible thinking. Or 5-11. Uh, right, and of course they're not going to tell you everything right now. They're doing a lot of different things, and to answer your question about the whole Tony Pollard getting pushed out the receiver, so all that is just them playing around with him, trying to, you know, because they know he can catch too, like a receiver. So you can put him out wide. You can have plays where you have both Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in the game at the same time. You could take one of the wide receivers out, put him in the game, stretch him out wide, and you can run a bubble screen 20 yards down the field, throwing the ball to Tony Pollard. They did that with Ezekiel Elliott last season, and it worked like gangbusters. So, you know, you said Cowboys going 10-7. Okay, I see them at least winning 10 games, but the NFL screwed their schedule this year. It's not that the teams that they play are difficult so much as the way they did their schedule made it hard because they're going to have to be mentally tough to get through some of these games. Do I think we will see that a lot this year? We might. We're definitely going to see different combinations, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Le'Veon Bell was a master. He was. You said I said behoove. Yes, that is a good word. Yes, it would behoove him. Dallas Cowboys 365. What's going on, man? Hey, 17-0. It's hard to go undefeated in the NFL. It's really hard to do that. I don't even know how the Pittsburgh got to 10 games without losing last season. That was crazy. Because they really weren't that good. Because we almost beat them with a backup quarterback in Garrett Gilbert. Speaking of GG, Garrett Gilbert actually is looking good out there in OTAs. And I actually wouldn't mind Garrett Gilbert being the backup. I know that there's some other quarterbacks out there that has more game experience than him, but I think that he's a gamer. I think that if you put Garrett Gilbert out there, I think that he that boy is a baller. And that was kind of a good pickup that they got when they plucked him off of the Browns practice squad last year. I'm good with double. Yeah, I'm good with him too, bro. I like him. I really do. Yeah, Pittsburgh did have an easy schedule last year, so that helps there. But yeah, I like Garrett Gilbert. I don't mind him being Dak's backup. Now, there was a thought of maybe the Cowboys could maybe go get Nick Foles. What y'all think about that? Because you talk about Nick Foles. Remember when before the Eagles got him, right? When the Cowboys tried to get him before, when Romo was hurt before, that was the year that they drafted Dak. And Dak was like, they was like, oh, we're gonna see what Dak can do. We're gonna groom him as a quarterback and see what he can do. And Lord and behold, Dak Prescott became your starting quarterback. You didn't need Foles. Foles ended up going to the Eagles, and he took the starting spot from Carson Wentz when he got injured and didn't win a Super Bowl there, and then went to the Bears. I'm not gonna fault him for not playing well with the Bears because what quarterback has played well with the Bears lately? I'll wait. Because you look at Mr. Trubisky, you look at hell, goddamn Jay Cutler was there damn near his whole season and didn't bust a grape with the Bears. So I'm just saying. You said you don't want a stinking ex-Eagle player. I hear you, Lola, but I think Foles is the best guy that would be out there, though. To be honest with you, outside of what we already have with Garrett Gilbert. But I like Garrett Gilbert though. I really do. He showed some promise last year. He even said himself when they interviewed him this offseason, they asked him how does he feel being on the field in the offseason. And he's like, yo, it feels like coming back to normal. We didn't have this last year. We didn't get a chance to do any of this even when he was with the Browns. So just coming out there and just throwing the ball to these receivers and gaining that rapport with these starting guys is huge. So I'm good with it. You said Jay Cutler suing his ex-wife? Well, oh well. Foles might want a lot of money. He might. You said Eagles getting rid of Foles would never make sense. They only did that because they hedged their bets on what's his name? Goddamn Carson Wentz being healthy. See what that happened. Carson Wentz ain't even on the team no more. Isn't it crazy that Dak Prescott is the only quarterback from his draft class in 2016 when he was picked 135th in the draft in the 4th round? He is the only one from that draft class that is still on the original team that drafted him and still starting for his original team. Wow. Unbelievable. It was what, 7, 8 quarterbacks that were drafted before Dak Prescott in 2016? And I remember what the scouts said about him. And that always resonated with me. They said Dak Prescott is a guy that's probably going to have to sit behind Tony Romo for 3 years before he's able to come out and play and start. Wow. And then he went 13-3 his first year in the league. Wow. I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go so far as to say that the Cowboys, I believe, Dak's rookie year, they would have made it to the Super Bowl had we not had Jason Garrett as our coach. Because this is the biggest knock on Jason Garrett. He's a mediocre coach. He's a guy that, like, he doesn't do anything different. He does the same things over and over again. He's a repetitive guy. You know what he's going to do. And there's no room for him to when he does do a trick play, it works only because we know that Jason Garrett is a boring coach. But I'm not saying Jason Garrett is a bad coach. I will give him his just due. He's an all right coach, but he's just average. And average coaches will get you to playoffs, but they will never get you to win. That's the difference between him and a coach like Mike McCarthy. I think that once Mike McCarthy comes in here and actually implements his scheme, and that's what we're doing now, he's installing his offense right now. So that's why you're seeing Tony Pollard doing these things. This is why you're seeing things are being done, because he's installing his offense to this team right now, and it's literally predicated on how these players play. and they're going to ball the hell out. Can you say 40 burgers? Man, we're going to be a high-scoring offense. No doubt about it. And let Cedric Wilson be our backup quarterback. He threw a touchdown last year. No. You don't want your wide receiver to be a backup quarterback. Now, what you can do with Cedric Wilson, you can utilize him in a wildcat or bootlegs like that particular play that you're speaking of, Mr. Parrish, where you can do things like that, where he can throw the ball to Dak for a touchdown. I'm just saying. Will Dak move on in 4 years? Nah, he's gonna be a career Dallas Cowboy. Jason Garrett thought clapping after an interception or lost fumble was good coaching. I know, right? But we ain't got that no more. Thomas Gary, you said you're going to the Monday night opener against the Philadelphia. You know what? I want to, but it's Monday night though. Like for me to get to Texas on a Monday night, bro, I would literally have to take off of work like the rest of that week. Because especially if it's a W, oh man, I'll be hyped. I'll probably be in Texas the whole week, just chilling. Just an Arlington Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a wonderful thing, baby. But shout out to you for that. You said stop that clap. No, I just did the clap for Jason Garrett. That was for Jason Garrett. No, you don't like it? Okay. Right. We're living Nashville Friday. You're leaving Nashville Friday morning. Oh, you know I'll be out there flexing, bro. Y'all remember when I was there the last time for the game, bro? It was lit. Y'all know me, man. I'm a fun guy. Those of you that have met me in the past, y'all know I'm a fun dude. Y'all know. I love to have fun, man. I love to joke. I love to play. I love to, especially when the team is doing what they need to do. Oh yeah, we're gonna be hype, babe. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get hype, baby. We need a coach with the attitude of Parcells. His players would run through walls for him, hands down. The best to do it. Yeah, wakey bakey, eggs and bakey. I'll tell you this. I feel like they're gonna do that for Dan Quinn on defense. Oh, Rue, you already know how I am on the roller skates, bro. You know I get down, bro. That's what I do. That's what I do. I do what I do when I do it. You feel? Uh, you said Giants fans were sick of Garrett by week 2, bruh. It's funny you said that because it went and even Rashid's ass. Shout out to Rashid. Even Rashid was like, "Oh well, Jason Garrett's going to be better for us than he was." But motherfucker, how? The only way how is because he's actually not the coach. He's the offensive coordinator. So I feel like in that situation, yeah, he'd probably be, yeah. Oh, you already know. You already know, bro. How? Oh, Jason Garrett's going to be better with the New York Giants. Motherfucker, how? That's the word of the day. How? Jason Garrett be like, how, Sway? How, Sway? There's no way in hell. Now, I will say that Jason Garrett is a better offensive coordinator than he is a coach. We talked about this. We talked about Dan Quinn as well. Dan Quinn, heads and tails, a better defensive coordinator than he ever will be a regular coach. Probably don't want him to be a head coach. John Bones Fossil. Y'all remember when he was with the Rams, when he was the special teams coordinator for the Rams before he came to the Cowboys? and Fisher, the coach, got fired. When Fisher got fired before before Sean McVay got there, Fisher was on a hot seat. Then he got fired, and they made Bones Fossil the interim head coach. He didn't want to be no damn head coach. You know how hard it is to be a head coach in the NFL? That shit ain't easy. With his clapping ass, I don't mean the butt clap either. Oh my God. You said the only thing you remember about Jason Garrett was the clap. Yes, and the how you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? And him wearing the same thing every day. Like it's like the same colors every day. Like he was just so blah 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 blah. It's like how can you implement a philosophy and you're a boring ass coach? Your players are not going to perceive that well. Even when you get new players, they're going to look at the old veterans and be like, well, shit, they ain't listening to him, so why the hell I got to listen to him? What are we doing here? Now, okay, so you said Dak loved Garrett, right? Lola, I'm going to say that he likes Garrett because Garrett drafted him. I guarantee you Dak is not worried about Jason Garrett not being his coach no more. I can guarantee you that. He's going to say in public all day because that's what he's supposed to say. That, oh, I love Garrett. He drafted me. He was just amazing for me. And he clapped for me. Yes, he's supposed to show homage to Jason Garrett because he drafted him. That's right. He's going to say that in public. But I guarantee you, I can put $100 on that Dak really feels. Yes, he cares about Garrett. He likes Garrett. There's no doubt about that. But he ain't mad that he ain't his coach no more. I'm gonna tell you that. He ain't mad. He ain't mad. He ain't mad. Because Dak would definitely be more successful without Jason Garrett. The numbers that Dak was putting up last year, you see how he started the season? He wasn't putting up them numbers in the first 5 games of the season with any year under Jason Garrett. Think about it, guys. That coaching has a lot to do with holding players back. And this is what I kept telling about so many players, so many people, they kept criticizing Dak before. Like, understand that, like, when a young quarterback's coming in, for the most part, they don't have control of the offense as far as they don't have control of the offense in the instance of they can do what they want to do when they want to do. Perfect example, 2-minute drill. When Dak is in 2-minute drill, he is the man. When he's in a hurry-up offense, the defense don't know what the hell going on. Dak is out there like an animal, just dropping dimes. Here you go, Michael Gallup. Here you go, Amari Cooper. Here you go, CeeDee Lamb. Here you go, Cedric Wilson. That was that game when we played Washington. Was that Washington or was that the Giants? I think it was Washington, where Cedric Wilson, which is the 4th damn wide receiver on his team, scored 2 touchdowns. Because that's the Dak effect. The Dak effect is in effect. The Dak effect is real. Dak is such a stand-up dude that he built a football field in his backyard, his house, and invites his wide receivers and the tight ends and the running backs. So basically, his whole offense outside of, well, maybe the lineman might come too, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that it's just the receiver core that's out there. Them, the tight ends, and then the running back. You know Zeke there because Zeke and Dak like this. So even if Tony Pollard ain't there, Zeke there. So they're there. He's working with his offense at home. This is without the coaching staff. I know Tom Brady does that a little bit too. I'll give him that. But there's a lot of, you can't say a lot of quarterbacks in this league do that. And you also can't say a lot of quarterbacks are respected by everybody on the team. I'm talking about from the core players to the guy that might get cut tomorrow, the bubble players. Dak Prescott talks to everybody. They've already said, players have said this in their own interviews, that Dak will go in the locker room and not just talk to his offense. He'll go in there and talk to his defensive players. He'll talk to his special team players. He'll talk to the kickers, the punters. It don't matter. Dak is going to do that because he's the leader of this team. Now, as much as I love Tony Romo and respect Tony Romo's career, Tony Romo was a little standoffish sometimes. Tony Romo was not a guy that would go talk to the defense. Tony Romo was not a guy that would go talk to the special teams. He was not a guy that would talk to the guy that could get cut tomorrow. But Dak Prescott does that. So it's more to just being a great quarterback on the field. You have to be a true leader off the field. And guess what? You can't teach that. That is something that is innate. That is something that is brought up from a kid. Rest in peace to his mom, Peggy, but she instilled that in him before she died of cancer. And because of that tough love that she gave him and that supportive nature that she had throughout his football career, even though she didn't live long enough to see him drafted to the Cowboys, she had an epiphany and she said that her son was going to be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. She said that. And guess what? God is good all the time. And guess what happened? He became the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And he is a true leader of this team. And when I hear these talking heads over here criticizing and saying erroneous ass shit about him, it makes me feel slighted. Like I almost feel some type way about it because I'm like, hold on, Slim. Like I feel like I gotta back my man's up. Like, come on, bro. Like, do you do your research? Do you know what you're talking about? Do you know what quarterback you talking about? This ain't the type of smoke you want, bro. You better back the hell up. So, rest in peace to Peggy and shout out to Peggy for all that she did to raise him the right way. And this is what we all talked about, how you can't teach true leadership. That is something that you just have. Man, Skip Bayless, my Dallas Cowboys. Shut up, because you over here wearing Tom Brady jerseys. And which one are you? You Tom Brady or you Dak Prescott? Get off the bandwagon, bro. I wish that I'll be honest with you. I got enough confidence I can get on one of these talk shows with these guys and go pound for pound. Because I don't just know stuff about the Cowboys. I know stuff about players of other teams as well. I ain't no sellout, bro. I will go over there and speak the truth 100% of the time. Let me get out there on one of these shows and keep that shit 100. Let me tell you something. You either have it or you don't. That's right. That's right. You said Skip is a fan of winning and that's it. Well, some people are like that. That's what you call a bandwagon fan. They're only there for a team that wins. Win, lose, or draw, I'm a Dallas Cowboy to the day that I die. Now, J. Cole said it best in one of his songs. Ain't nothing more than being more patient than a Browns fan. Y'all seen what the Browns were going through before they became a winning franchise. They went through years. Not even being mediocre. They were less than mediocre. At least the Cowboys were consistently mediocre for 26 years. They weren't even mediocre. They wasn't even winning half the games, bruh. So I didn't hear the dog pound complain not one time. But let's be honest with you. We got some really afflicted Cowboy fans, and those are the ones that really irritate me. But we don't have those in here tonight. We got the real ones in here tonight. But right, anyone who's a Cowboy fan, Tom Brady fan, get the F out of here. You ain't no fan. You just like winning. That's true, and that's what it is. Yes, Michael Parsons said that he dreamt about being Dallas Cowboy, and it happened. Let God's will be done, and His will was done. Yeah, and even when the Browns were quote unquote the Baltimore Colts, that whole three-way team thing, the Baltimore Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, the Cleveland Browns, and then the implementation of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, you look at that whole situation. That's crazy. That history behind that is crazy. Like just looking up the history of how the Colts, the Ravens, and the Browns are tied is an interesting story within itself. Yeah, no appeal. But I mean, like, and I understand some of these shows they do that for ratings. They do that for ratings because again, it's clickbait, right? And what do we do with clickbait? We click the shit out of it. And I think that's probably why my numbers are very low because I'm not a clickbaiter. I keep it 100, and some people can't handle the fact that somebody, a YouTuber like me, is a guy that's 100, and that's probably why um, I'll never be a top YouTuber, which I'm okay with if I never do. I know that I have my select fan base, and I appreciate you guys for supporting that. But I'm not going to sell out for nothing. If I feel a certain way, that's what it is. I'm not going to go change it, switch it up, and change it up and look stupid. No, we don't do that. Um, you can't you can't you can't fully appreciate success unless you've had the misery of losing, unless you know what it's like to lose. Y'all remember when the Patriots kept going to the playoffs and winning Super Bowls back to back? Their fan base got so used to them winning. When Tom Brady left, they cried the first year. They cried last year when their team didn't play well or even go to the playoffs. So I'm like, y'all shut up. Y'all so used to winning. Y'all deserve a year off to not do nothing. Like, shut up. Welcome to the losers table. Now go give me a piece of cornbread or something, sit you over here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like, welcome to the losers table. Get you a snack and chill out. Yes. Leave it in the middle of the night on the Mayflower trucks. Hell of a situation. You'll never see nothing like that ever happen again in the NFL though. For sure. If you're a Cowboy fan, you're crazy if you go click on that instead of coming to play. And that's the thing, Rue. Um, there were some fans that were commenting about a fan page on, I think, on Twitter and or Instagram. Basically, it was a face page talking about Malik Hooker and stuff like that. So people was coming to the channel and asking me what I thought about Malik Hooker, and I'm like, "What the hell y'all talking about?" Because I hadn't seen it. Because I don't watch fake stuff. I don't listen to that crap. And they said that like he was choosing between us and whatever the other team that he tried out for, and I'm just like, so there's an idiot out there that has a fake account that basically just went out there and just reverberated what is already known. Like, yeah, you can make an assumption that those are the two teams because those are the only two teams that he did a medical check for. But again, it doesn't make sense to do that. I just don't understand why people make these fake pages and stop putting fake articles out there. Like it's not good press. It's not good at all. Y'all will never see me do no crap like that. If anything, I wait for stuff to come out and I speak on how I feel about it, so you guys can get a different gauge on what the situation is. You know what I mean? And hell, if I can teach you something that you didn't know before, that's even better. It's even better. What do we talk about when we do on this channel? Entertain, educate. Yes. And you might get a little prayer too. Because we about that over here. We about that positivity. We about trying to see us grow and progress. Granted, I know I have subscribers that are also not Cowboy fans, but shout out to you guys as well. All are welcome, long as you're positive and not in here bashing each other. Mike Fisher was talking about it a couple of days ago. Yeah, and shout out to Mike Fisher. Mike Fisher works for Sports Illustrated and with the Dallas Cowboys. So, I know Mike Fisher personally. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to, meet him and go to his bar, and you know, he gives respect to the YouTubers as well. But the ones that he was talking about that was doing the dumb stuff was the ones that was basically stealing content. It's one thing to take content and make it your own and flip it to your way. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not actually stealing content. You're creating your own content based off of a narrative, right? That's what that is called. But when you just basically copy and paste someone else's content, yeah, that's frowned upon. So I get where Mike Fisher was getting at when he was talking about that. And that's the thing. And I said that before. If you're gonna go to somebody's channel, you're gonna dog them, and they didn't do anything wrong to you. If you don't like their content, just don't watch it. Nobody has a gun to your head saying you need to watch this individual's YouTube channel or I'm gonna blow that brain to smithereens. No, ain't nobody saying that. Nobody's saying that. All of you guys that are here right now most of you guys have followed me for a long time, right? Y'all been there, y'all my day ones. Y'all been in here shooting with me in the gym. And shout out to y'all for that. But everybody has their flavor. Nobody's putting a gun to your head telling you to watch E2 Blue. No. But at the same time, like, you do because you enjoy the content. And it's definitely much appreciated. Their mama never taught them if you ain't got something nice to say, don't say it at all. Right. Right. And if you feel some type of way, I mean, there's nothing wrong with stating your opinion, but don't be disrespectful. Don't literally just, because you gotta understand that, like, we talked about this, and we talked about some of these things in the private live streams too about mental health. We know that we're kind of just getting out of this pandemic type of thing. We know that a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff mentally because of what we went through with the pandemic and being locked up in the house and having to wear a mask all the time. And everybody's emotions is all over the place. But if you don't have self-control and or you're a person that doesn't have a supportive background where people are telling you, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? And then go to other channels and bash whomever. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Now, as far as our team goes right now, I'm really happy of what I'm seeing right now. I do believe that this team is going to be much better than they were last year. Just off the strength of us not having Mike Nolan no more as a defensive coordinator. Straight off the bat. That's already one. You get a healthy Dak all year. You got your left and right tackles back. I hope that at some point they could go back and re-sign Joe Looney because I love Joe Looney. I love what he brings to the table. He's a Swiss Army knife on this offensive line. He can play pretty much all the positions. So why not have that? Some people are on a mission to be disrespectful, especially on the internet, unfortunately. Yeah. Those are the ones I call them internet gangsters, internet clackers. They're the ones that are not black but use the N-word all the time and use the N-word and call us black people the N-word and then say so many disrespectful things after that. But when you see them in person, they just like, hi, how you doing? Hi. So, like I said, you tend to just not listen to that. And you know what I do with the internet bully? Either block them or just cut the damn computer off. I'm just saying, that's all you got to do. Keyboard warriors. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But you're always going to have haters, no matter what. And being a fan of this team, or just being a fan of a team in the NFC East, whether you're a Giants fan, whether you're a Washington fan, whether you're an Eagles fan, if you're a fan of a team in the NFC East, especially right now, like other fans of teams of other teams in different conferences and different divisions, they laugh at us. They They call us the NFC least. But guess what? I think that every team in this division is going to be much better next year. I don't know about the Eagles though, because they got that new coach and he a little suspect. Like the way he was talking, I'm like, bro, what are you saying? If they don't give Jalen Hurts a shot to be their quarterback, then because y'all remember the Eagles got Joe Flacco now. Did y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Joe Flacco in the Eagles jersey. Imagine that shit. I that's just weird to me. And I forgot that they went and got Joe Flacco in the offseason. I forgot they got him. And I'm just like, Joe Flacco. Ugh. What that look like in the Eagles jersey? That don't even look right. It's just weird. But I like what I'm seeing with this team in this offseason. I'm loving the leadership, not just from Dak, but a lot of the other veteran guys that's out there that's going to be a role model to these young dudes. And that's going to be huge going forward. Huge. Because this is going to be one of those seasons going to be very trying for the Cowboys because they got a lot of away games, and the way that they're situated really makes it really difficult for the human body to recover from that. Those of you that never played football before, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Playing football in an organized team, when you have games from week to week, it feels like you got into a car accident every week. Imagine how you feel getting into a fender bender or hitting your head on the dashboard or hitting a certain part of your body in a car from a car accident. That's what football players feel every day. And they're warriors. They go out there and do that for our entertainment. So shout out to them. Yeah, Rue, that coach is something else. That elevator don't reach the top floor for whatever reason. It's stuck between the eighth and ninth. I don't, it's just it is what it is. Um, I'm gonna end the live stream soon. Any last questions, comments, or concern from the panel? Oh, the Raiders fan is in here. What's going on, Raider Carlos? How you doing? Hold on. You said the cowgirls want to be like y'all. I think that's the other way around. The Las Vegas Cowboys, because y'all the ones that sign all of our old defensive players. We don't sign y'all old players. Y'all sign our old players. So who owns who? Mr. Carlos. Yeah, get up out of here with that. I know, right? A lot of our tough games are road games this year. Yes. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, you just made my point, Raiders Carlos. Rob Marinelli brought them. Where did Rob Marinelli come from, Carlos? Was he not the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator? Thank you. So who's trying to be like who? Thank you, Carlos. But shout out to your team. I have no problem with the Raiders. So I have nothing to say negative about your team. Nothing. I don't. I don't. I don't. So if you coming in here, rah rah, wonderful. Shout out to the black and silver. Shout out to y'all. Y'all got a wonderful new stadium in Las Vegas. Cause congrats to that. I hope y'all do well going forward. So where we at now? Raiders fans are the biggest joke on the West Coast. 99.99% of them want to be gangsters and can't scrap a lick. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna go to well, they're not in Oakland anymore, but when they were the Oakland Raiders, I was not going to I wasn't going to that stadium. And first of all, I would have went and found an old dusty ass Charles Woodson jersey, and I would have put that shit on, and they're like, "Go Raiders!" I'm not wearing no Cowboy jersey and no damn. I'm not. Look. I'm gangster myself, but because you can always get your ass whooped and get jumped. You know what I'm saying? I'm only one person. I can't do but so much. You know what I'm saying? You a bunch of Raiders and me. Oh, I'm gonna be quiet, but when they leave, I'll be talking again. I'll slide that star right back on my chest as soon as they walk away. They be like, ho, 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 ho. Raiders. As soon as they leave, Cowboys. Oh, but again, shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders, man. Hope you guys do well this year. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, y'all know me. I'm a damn fool. That's what I do. That's just who I'm is. And I'm you know one last thing before I end the stream. I do want to say that I'm excited about this year, not just for the Dallas Cowboys, but just to be able to watch football. Period. I want to see how a lot of these teams bounce back from a COVID year. I want to see how these teams um, switch to actually coming back to some type of normalcy, being on the field in this offseason. Oh, Lola, yeah, I know, but I just be, I gotta mess around. I gotta joke with. I've been shot at wearing my jersey in Oakland. You think I'll be scared of you? Yeah, well, yeah. Raider fans ain't no joke. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing about Raiders fans. Raiders fans are definitely diehard. They come in there with that silver makeup. That face paint. It's on. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I respect the diehard fan of any team. That's one thing about me. If you're a diehard fan of your team, I respect that. There's nothing I can say about that. You love your team. And one thing about me, y'all know how I roll, right? And this is the reason why I have subscribers of fans of other teams, because of the simple fact that you're never gonna see me on this channel giving out hate unwarranted. If I say something negative about your team, because it's facts. If I say something positive, it's facts. I'm not going to say anything inaccurate or stupid out of my mouth about a team because I do my research on not only the Cowboys but other teams. Because as a vlogger, as a YouTube content creator, this is what the hell I'm supposed to do, right? So at the end of the day, that's where we at. So ain't nobody scared. At the end of the day, it's Dallas Cowboys all day. You just got to pick your battles. Because you know what they say, you got to live to see another day. Because Eagle fans are crazy too. You go to Lincoln Financial, man. I'd have been up there a couple of times. I done got into a couple of fights in Lincoln Financial back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I held my own, but that's a division rival. I'm not scared to wear my Dallas Cowboys jersey in Philly. But when the Raiders were in Oakland, nah, I wasn't doing that because that's Cali. That's a whole different ball game out there. It's just it's different out there. All right. Yes, we do play you guys on Thanksgiving. That is going to be a wonderful event. Raider Carlos, you got to get a Cowboys credit, bro. You don't mean you ain't afraid of this offense, bro? What your defense gonna do with this offense, bro? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Eagle fans ain't just crazy; they stupid. They licking poles and stuff and eating dog poop. Did y'all see what they did during the Super Bowl? I mean, when they had the Super Bowl parade. Come on now, come on, come on, come on. What you doing? Stop licking the. That's something you tell a kid. Stop licking that pole. You should have to tell a grown man that. We got to see how our defense plays week one. That's going to be our biggest test against Lamar. Y'all play the Ravens week one. Shit, that is going to be the ultimate test of your defense, bro. Good luck to you, Raiders, Carlos. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I gotta say. Um, Northern Cali is different politics from SoCal. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. I've never been out there, but I've heard. Uh, we had the worst defense in 2020, but it improved a lot this offseason. Yeah, Raider, y'all defense wasn't worse than ours last year. Ooh, shit. The only team that had a worse defense than Dallas Cowboys last year was the Houston Texans. Ain't that right, Eastside Harold? Are you still in here? Oh, he probably went to sleep. You know, it's past his bedtime because he a little ass boy. You know, we had to put the little boys to bed. You feel me? Yeah, you were shaking your head. I was shaking my head too. I was like, this right here. You said you saw your father saw Eagles booed Santa and threw urine on another See, that's childish. See, that's not we don't do stuff like that. Exactly, Raiders Carlos. That's what and I'm not gonna say Rod Marinelli is garbage. Rod is not garbage. Marinelli is not garbage. The thing about Marinelli, he's just old. He's old. The way that he runs his scheme is just it's simple, but there's nothing changes with it. He just does the same thing over and over again. So teams are able to counteract that. Um, so Marinelli just needs to just retire and just go read a book or something and go sit on a rocking chair because he's old. He's old. All right. But hey, shout out to your team. Shout out to the Raiders. I wish y'all well, except when we play y'all on Thanksgiving, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, guys, thank all of you guys for coming in here tonight. I had fun tonight with you guys. I'm looking at this wide receiver core right now, and when I go from top to bottom, if I have to pick the 5 guys that are going to be the wide receivers on this team, it's going to be Amari Cooper, Sedarian Lamb, Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson, and that 5th one is a toss-up. That can either be between Noah Brown or Semi Fehoko. If Semi Fehoko can play well in preseason and training camp, he might take that spot away from Noah Brown, and Noah Brown might get cut. So look out for that 5th spot. That's the question mark. So Edward Dozer, what's going on, bro? Are you just coming in? You know I'm about to leave, right? Yes, in other words, he's stuck in his ways. Yes, that's basically what I'm saying. So good night, everyone. Shout out to all the women in the chat tonight. Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to my channel members. And shout out to Sadiqa Charles for becoming a brand new channel member. Those of you that want to become channel members, go to the front of my page, click the join button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're waiting on. Go do it. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be afraid. Tap that notification bell, like it's Salvation Army bell. Tap that thing like it's Christmas morning, and make sure you get these notifications so you get this content. So you're not missing any of these live streams. How about that? How about that? Appreciate you guys. Shout out to you, Rue Glock. Everybody, thanks for coming in. Good night. Peace of hair grease. Y'all have a great, Friday tomorrow. So turn up. All right, y'all. Peace out.